I think one needs to remind themselves every day, this is what I'm here for.
Yeah, but 2 hours interview.
So how are you going to survive? We've spoken to lots of students. How are these international students going to benefit from studying here? Are they going to be able to fulfill their dreams or not? So we are here with Professor Sheshi, and
You came here to come out of your comfort zone.
we try and give them the reality that, see guys, life is tough. खाना बनाना है, कपड़े धोने हैं.
One is that their education system is very different from what we have been exposed. There are some good things, there are some bad things, and one has to be self-motivated over here.
I've understood that very clearly.
You don't understand the difference between copy paste and plagiarism. I don't blame them, but then you are here. If it's a master's student, you're just here for a year. I think it's better to focus on what you have
Absolutely.
come
What do you think we as an organization can do to prepare our students better before they come to UK?
If you are planning to study in the UK, watch the video until the end and subscribe to the channel.
Main questions that we wanted to answer was that students who are coming here to UK,
Yeah.
are they going to be able to fulfill their dreams or not? I mean, that's the basic question, because very few students are coming just to study.
Yep.
A lot of them are coming with these rosy dreams that हम लोग permanently UK में रहेंगे या यूरोप में settle हो जाएंगे या something magical will happen to them. We try and give them the reality that, see guys, life is tough. खाना बनाना है, कपड़े धोने हैं, हम खुद घूम गए आज सुबह मेट्रो में. So it's a lot of things that you need to manage while you are studying. So how are you going to survive? We've spoken to lots of students over the last 2 weeks across Manchester, Birmingham and London, and a few professors. And here, that's why we want to sort of also get your opinion and what you think. You see these kids come in, walk out of your class. What do you see as an opportunity for them today? And what do you see as an opportunity long term? So we are here with Professor Sheshi, and maybe you can just tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you teach, where, and how you got to UK? So a bit of
my personal journey. So I started my journey in India. I did my engineering from NIT Bhopal.
NIT Bhopal.
And then I worked in Tata Consultancy for 2.5 years and did my MBA, and then got into IIM Calcutta for my PhD, and then I was teaching in XLRI for 4 years in organization behavior. So my brother had relocated here quite some time back. So my dad said, okay, give it a chance. So I thought, let's give it a shot. What's the harm in it, right?
So you came directly to University of Greenwich?
Yeah. So I came in 2022. So yes, there were multiple steps that I had to do before I came over here. So India PhDs are not always recognized all across standard wise. So there has to be some
even for like an IIM Calcutta? Okay.
So there was there's a body which actually acknowledges and accredits different PhDs all across the world compared to the UK PhDs. So I had to submit those applications.
Okay.
And £240 for PhD and the English thing. So I did not have to write IELTS because the medium of English, education was English. So that one, plus because I'm in HROB area, there is a huge, professional body in UK that's called CIPD, the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development.
Okay.
So they acknowledge whether you have those skills and competences to be a part of, the HR professional body or not. So I went through their assessment also.
So they have assessments?
Yeah, they have assessment for both professionals as well as academics.
So being a professor at XLRI, you had to go to give writing exams again.
Yeah. So it wasn't an exam, it was a 2-hour long interview.
Okay.
Plus a write-up of my CV, what I have done, and recommendations from my colleagues.
That was more like an interview, like a discussion.
Yeah. But 2 hours interview. That was pretty intense. So yeah, I got that thing over there, and that accreditation of my PhD, and then I got this job finally. So after coming here, I realized the education system is quite different from what we have.
And what do you teach here now?
So I'm teaching in the master's program of human resource management and undergraduate program. So diversity management, and then strategies for talent management, and then there is international human resource management. So
various human resource related topics.
Functions. Yeah. One is that their education system is very different from what we have been exposed as an engineer, as an MBA.
Right.
It's completely different from what they are teaching their undergraduates.
Right.
So that's, I think, bigger hurdle. But then,
But do you think they're teaching more advanced or like more basic?
No, it's not about basic or advanced. It's the pedagogy style that they adopt. So they want people to do a lot of research, self-oriented research by themselves, rather than we putting it inside their heads.
So less spoon feeding, more research. Very similar to IB board versus CBSE board.
Yeah, yeah.
What we when we compare in
Yeah.
schools in India.
And then they would want us to look into academic journals, which we don't have access in India. So that's, I think, the major discrepancy comes from there, because here the access to academic databases is for every university.
Okay.
Because I think the UK government buys it,
Right.
and then it gives away to all the universities.
Right.
But we don't have it like that. Even in IIMS also, we have limited access to these databases. And they have to show that yes, we are going through those papers, and mostly the professors go through those papers. Students don't even bother to look. Apart from Harvard
I agree.
Business Review or California
Yeah.
Management Review, nobody is reading those scholarly papers.
Unless they are part of your case studies. Otherwise, we don't. I agree with you.
We are mostly textbook driven in that sense. So that is one difference. And then they have to write essays mostly. We are very assessment driven in India, and here it is very, one assessment, maximum two assessments
Right.
in the whole term for that matter. So there are some good things, there are some bad things, and one has to be self-motivated over here. Because-
I've understood that very clearly and disciplined, like
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Because they don't. So they don't have classes every day in the week. So you have potential to explore other things.
Build
parallelly.
more skills alongside
yeah.
what would be required.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas back in India, we are almost having classes every day. Right? So yeah, you have to be self-motivated. You have to be driven by that sense. And again, their assessments, because they are all essays, the plagiarism is a big issue that you need to understand.
We've
how
had a
to
few kids who, got barred from their course because they had plagiarism.
Yeah. Because we don't understand the difference between copy paste and plagiarism. Yeah, so these are essential differences in pedagogy, and then there is these two category of universities, right? What they call the Russell Group and the non-Russell Group.
Right.
So the Russell Group universities would not give too much of one-to-one support to all these students, but because lower ranked universities tend to have limited number of students, they would want to support them as much as possible.
Right.
But the Russell Group universities, what I've been hearing from my colleagues is like they just leave them, you fend for yourself.
You are on your own.
Yeah. So in that case, if students are coming to these universities, they have to be very, very, initiatives should be very high to pick up those skills, go to the library, academic skills team to figure it out, and so on and so forth. So now, if I look at the opportunity-wise, what are the benefits of coming here is that if you are at least coming in London, you're getting exposed to so many nationalities that you are eventually bound to develop that skill, global mindset for that matter, because there's no other way.
There's no other way.
Even when I came over here in 2022, I did not feel that I was in UK for that matter. I felt that it's just like Bangalore or it's just like Singapore or something like that. It doesn't feel like UK. But then yes, if you move out of London, then you slowly realize, okay, this is UK.
Very different, yeah.
So that is what is going. If somebody is in London-based universities, that's the one benefit, that they will have to learn with people working in different parts of the world. And if you are parallelly working, so they have this 20 hours restriction, right?
Right.
20
While you're
hours.
studying, you can work for 20 hours part-time.
Yeah. So that's how you develop the value of life, I guess. These are long-term skills. These are not short-term skills.
You are being fed into your head. Every hour, every minute counts.
Yeah.
You're working for an hour, you're being paid for an hour.
Yeah, and these are essential life skills, and of course they get a lot of opportunities for networking and get acquiring skills and talking to alumni and all that stuff. However, somehow I felt that once they come into London, I'm just talking about London, they get so phased out with London's glamour and, focus on just doing 20 hours or 30 hours. Some students do more than 20 hours. But then it's so glamorous in the very first couple of months that you just sway by and forget that this is what you have come for.
I think that's a big thing. You need to be focused from day one.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, there's so much to see.
Yeah, there is. I don't blame them. But then, you are here, if it's a master student, you're just here for a year, I think it's better to focus on what you have
Absolutely.
done.
Because it will fly off.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
time will just go fly away.
So these are two things, but yes, of course, it's challenging because you are not every student will get that visa, the employer-sponsored visa. So you have to showcase that you are the best among the lot. No, just an average student. You have to show that you are the best among the lot.
So if we talk of University of Greenwich, what are the things that you feel are great about that school, and what are some of the opportunities that student can get from that? And also one question: is it Greenwich or Greenwich?
Greenwich.
Greenwich.
W is silent.
W is silent. So guys, University of Greenwich. Okay, so.
The universities has 3 different locations. One is in Greenwich, and then there is Avery Hill, which is further down this place, and then there is another campus in Kent. So again, there was this demarcation of Russell Group and non-Russell Group. This is a non-Russell Group university. The benefit is here, at least in the business school, what I have seen is there's a lot of focus and support that we give as faculty to each and every student. We really want them to be successful. So we are going way beyond what we are expected to do. Regarding support, they can't ask for anything more. But the opportunities is like, because it is near to Canary Wharf, we have a lot of opportunities with the banking setups for that. Like Barclays is a long time partner, and they've been hiring very regularly from the university. Some of our alumni are in good places in the banks for that matter. So, there is this connection that we would want to capitalize on, and we are able to capitalize. And there's this also people who go to work in NHS, and because Greenwich is a completely tourist area, there are a lot of tourism related companies and hospitality related setups.
Yeah, that's the place where the time starts, So,
So there are a lot of opportunities, at least marketing and advertising and tourism opportunities which are available over there. But I think finance is one of the more, profit accessible areas, and this is another one. And I would say that the nursing and the biological sciences area is also, because it's not operated from Greenwich, it happens from Kent. So their way of technology and the way they train their students is pretty much amazing, and I think we have been getting a lot of accolades because of that. So there are opportunities. It's like, because also universities tend to be huge, we get lost out of what is happening in what part. So you have to keep your eyes and ears open of what are the possibilities that are happening on a regular basis.
And what do you think we as an organization can do to prepare our students better before they come to UK?
I mean, a little bit of expectation checks that this is what is likely to happen over there, but also making them aware that yes, these are the different systems that are available in different universities, that you land up over there, start getting that access, and probably a little bit of conversations with previous students.
That's something that we have very core at AdmitCard. We have something called mentorship.
Okay.
So students talk to previous students who
Yeah.
have gone there. But I feel that, there has to be this drive to actually extract information. And sometimes they don't know what questions only to ask.
Maybe a little bit structured approach in the sense of what are the possible questions that they should be asking, and also the mentors, not only their experiences but their experiences from other cohort of students and as such. So it has to be a little bit of structured approach regarding, because see, when I'm traveling to a different country, I will just have only 2 or 3 questions, right? What are the places to visit? What are the clothes to be prepared with? But then you are coming to live over here. You're not coming to as a tourist.
Right.
So there are a lot of questions, and there are so many things that one needs to do. And because I had my brother, I knew that okay, these things need to be done. But still, he did not know of quite a few things. So one has to pick up from scratch.
Right.
So I think that first couple of months is very crucial. Because it takes so much time to adjust, so much of time for doing the paperwork and the bureaucracy, that the course has moved on, and you get completely, and suddenly you realize, okay, what am I doing? And what I mentioned about the pedagogy style, it's completely different style altogether. So if you could prepare students from that pedagogy style also a little bit, you know, this is something they are not going to compromise with.
Expectations of
Yeah.
your lifestyle,
Yeah,
expectations from how you will be studying,
Yeah.
and then sort of access to what all resources could be there on campus that you must understand.
Yeah.
And it could be different for different
Yeah,
universities, but then what exactly, if you are whichever university you are
Yeah.
going to, which you must understand. I mean, yesterday we were at Coventry.
Yeah.
They have like a very nice talent team, employability
Yeah.
team, and everyone will have something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
career
yeah.
team or
Yeah.
something like that. So you need to be understanding that, okay, this is the resource available. Go and check it out.
Yeah.
On day one.
There's always this tendency that we will flock towards the Indian students who do not have any clue and not ask questions to the other ones just because that's a human nature. I don't blame them. Because, it will automatically, the brain will
You're
go
just
to,
more comfortable.
yeah. You came here to come out of your comfort zone, right? So that needs to be actually used.
I think one needs to remind themselves every day
Yeah.
that that okay, this is what I'm here for, and I must keep moving in that direction. Otherwise it's very easy to get lost.
Yeah, in London it is very easy to get lost.
Like today morning. So you see a lot of students,
Yeah.
right? So we've been talking to few, so that's a smaller sample set. But as you see your student pool, getting a job in the related field of your studies is the toughest part.
Yeah.
The only thing tougher than that is that job should also give me sponsorship later on.
Yeah.
So forgetting about sponsorship for now, what do you feel is the way that the students can maximize their probability of getting a job in their related field